Right, well, Apollo Tyres is what we want to address next, right? This week signed a 3-year deal to become the lead sponsor of the Indian cricket team's jersey. Joining us today is Neeraj Kanwar, Vice Chairman and Managing Director of Apollo Tyres, to discuss this partnership with BCCI and share insights on the tyre industry outlook as well, especially in the wake of the recent GST cut. Mr. Kanwar, thanks very much for joining us. What made Apollo Tyres go in for this big move with Team India's jersey sponsorships? Let's start with the basics. And what does it mean for the brand?
As you know, India's heartbeat is really cricket, and it really unites our whole nation together, from the streets, from every home, from every human being. And we all are grown up to this sport. I mean, Sachin is a god of cricket, who's also a brand ambassador, and he's done a lot for us. I myself am a diehard cricket fan. It's a national pride for us, and that is what Apollo is also. It's the core of India, and Apollo also is the core of India. And that's what's highly motivating for me, to see that finally we have entered this sport and we've gone right to the apex of the sport. We've not gone down the line, we've gone right to the top to represent ourselves as being Indian on the Indian national team, which gives us a lot of pride, because we are a high-performance tire manufacturer. India is a very high-performance cricket-playing nation, and so we saw a very good synergy between us and the Indian cricket team. And we hope we go the long distance with this. And we really would like to say that we are very happy, we are very passionate about this, and we hope all success in our long-term journey with BCCI.
All right, good to have you on the show, Mr. Kanwar. Well, you've mentioned that this is a 3-year partnership, right? Could you also give us a sense of the size of the deal and what level of investment Apollo Tyres is making in this association?
It's around 579 crores.
Do you see, Neeraj, do you see this partnership as a long-term association beyond the initial 3-year deal? And what are the key objectives that you're trying to achieve through this collaboration with Team India?
Well, firstly, yes, we are in it for a long term. So I don't look at a 3-year span, I look at it a much longer term. Because whenever Apollo has tied up with someone, for instance, and the writing is on the wall with Man United, this is our 13th year with United. So it's been a long journey with Manchester United. So that's a real live example to tell you that once Apollo collaborates with such a big brand, which gets a nation the pride, Apollo will stay. It's a long term. It's a century and centuries to come. What it does to us, as you know, we are available in 100 countries. It's an international sport today. With the help of BCCI, they have made India really as a global map, on the global map. And we basically, it looks at enhancing our consumer trust. Apollo is leaders in this category. So consumers' trust with our product is going to be more enhanced. We believe we can get more new distribution into this networks, whether it's in India or whether globally. And so, yes, there's much more to see what really happens with this new brand that we've taken on.
And Neeraj, cricket, of course, has a massive following, right? Not just in India, but also in other geographies, UK, Australia, several other countries where the sport is growing rapidly. Do you plan to leverage this partnership to expand your presence in these sort of, cricket crazy international markets, if I can put it that way?
Well, at first, all the Commonwealth countries where cricket is played, so the exposure is right there, right? And recently we've had in the US a lot of coverage of cricket. So Cricket is growing in other nations as well, and visibility is becoming more and more because with international TV channels and with social media, people are watching more cricket outside of India. And that's an advantage to Apollo because Apollo, as you know, has two brands, the Apollo and the Fredestein brand. And that in itself will give us a lot of visibility in the consumer space all across the world, not just India. Yes, India is a main market. 65% of our revenue comes from India. But yes, it will also give us equal amount of exposure in the international markets.
Well, Mr. Kanwar, on a lighter note, we have seen that jersey sponsors in the past, whether it was Sahara, Byju's, or even Dream 11, they haven't exactly had the best of luck, right? Did that thought ever pop up before signing on?
Definitely, I was told about this by a lot of my people, but I have faith in my company, and this company is built over since 1976 by my father, the chairman, and it has very strong foundations. And Apollo is just not a name; it's also the spirit of our nation. It's what is carrying load in our country, which is by road to rural markets, to feed the people, to in trucks where trucks are going. It's being carried by Apollo Tires. So Apollo is a very strong company. I have no doubt in my mind that we are in it for a long term. And that's one of the reasons I think BCCI has favored us, because they know that here's an BCCI, an institution tying up hands with another major tire leader and an institution in India. And therefore, it has a very clear synergy with the Apollo brand and with the Indian cricket national team.
Take your point on board. Well, let's focus on business then. With the government's recent GST rationalization, tyres too has been moved from 28% slab to around 18%. How do you see this impacting demand, particularly at a time when the overall auto demand has been relatively muted?
Well, firstly, I like to commend the government. I think this is a very good, positive move in the right direction. It simplifies GST to a great extent. It also reduces the operating cost of vehicle maintenance. So that's in itself putting back money into the consumers, which will give growth to the economy because it will stimulate demand by getting back money into the consumer's pocket. So I think this is a very positive move for GST. What it does to tires is, number one, that it is pro-consumer safety because now tires will be a bit cheaper and people will now look at changing tires at the right time. First, they were expensive. So that in itself is going to increase tire demand and also increase the safety levels of our roads in India, thereby giving much safer travel to our fellow Indians all over the country. So it's very positive. Our logistic costs will come down. So I'm totally for it. As far as Apollo is concerned, we'll be passing on all the price that has come down. The full benefit will go to the consumers.
Neeraj, what would be growth outlook for FY26 and FY27 then? I mean, just to sort of recap everything into hard numbers for the next 2 years.
Well, I think it's too early to say, but like we always look at a double-digit figure, we are not shying away from that.
Well, appreciate you joining in, Mr. Kanwar. Thanks a lot. Wishing you all the best, in this new journey, and we look forward to catching up with you very, very soon.